Good evening, everybody. I'd like to call to order the town board meeting for February 26, 2025 at 6:30 p.m. As always, we are remote and virtual. We run a Zoom meeting as we do our meeting that you can join if you're interested in participating using the instructions at the top of each agenda. And we are also streaming to Facebook, to YouTube, and to our own website. So with that, I would like to ask that the Supervisor Bollinger to lead us in the pledge.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Show of hands, anyone here for open podium? Anyone in the Zoom audience here for open podium? Hey. Okay, so with that, we will move on to the first item on the agenda. So this is a public hearing for a stop sign at Whistling Swan Lane and Aylesbury Path. So we were asked to do this. We took the steps that are required from us. And so this is the next step, is having this public hearing. So I would look for.
So I make a motion to waive the reading.
All those in favor? Aye. Aye. Opposed? Okay, motion carries.
Make a motion to waive the public hearing. A second.
Okay, all those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay, motion carries. Show of hands, do we have anyone here for the Whistling Swan Lane and Aylesbury Path stop sign? Okay. If we do have anybody in the virtual audience, please use the raise hand function, and I'll ask the town clerk to read the two letters that we received.
First one, dear Carrie, we received the town of Manlius announcement of the potential stop sign for the corner of Whistling Swan and Aylesbury Path. We are unable to attend the public hearing for this section of the meeting. Well, however, we agree a stop sign would be helpful for local residents as well as visitors and delivery drivers. A stop sign might also promote drivers to slow down as they approach the intersection. We live closest to the intersection at 9101. In 2023, a driver recklessly mowed down our mailbox completely due to a high speed. We are thankful it was not a pedestrian. If there is anything else needed for us to support the stop sign, please let us know. Thank you kindly, Jennifer and Brendan Higgins. Hi, Carrie. I live at 5597 Muskogee Lane and have 4 children, 5 and under. I would love a stop sign on Whistling Swan and Aylesbury Path. Cars go fast through our neighborhood. There are lots of children in the neighborhood, and with no sidewalks, we need all the help we can get in slowing down cars. Lots of people use our neighborhood as a cut through to get from Enders to Eagle Village Road. My husband and I support this idea. Thank you, Rachel Ryan.
One last call for any comments.
I'd like to make a motion to adopt local law 2025-1, amending. Close, I need a motion to close. A second.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Yeah, I will make a motion to adopt local law 2025-1, amending chapter 139 entitled Vehicles and Traffic of the Code of the Town of Manlius for the installation of stop signs at the intersection of Whistling Swan Lane and Aylesbury Path on the southwest and northeast corners.
I'll second.
Okay, all those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay, motion carries. Fantastic.
For the residential neighborhood, it's a perfect fit.
Great, so next up, so we had the public hearing at our last meeting for this. This is the natural resource removal permit renewal for the Kinsella Quarry here in town.
Equally represented by.
Thank you.
So I would like to thank Attorney Sutphin for making the changes. So we had a public hearing. There was some comments, also making it clear what the difference. There's multiple things happening over in the quarry right now. So we wanted to just make sure everyone was kind of focused on what we were actually looking at. And 2 of the changes that we made to the permit based off of the public hearing was the length of time folks had to report damage, whether bodily injury or property damage, relating to wells or water supplies and things like that. To just make sure that there's a little bit more time there for those notifications to happen, as well as the request, I think was specifically to, or it was around the notification system. And so we've added language that the quarry commission shall make reasonable determination as to manner in which properties adjacent to the quarry may be advised of known blasting. So that is something that we'll be talking about at our first meeting of 2025 from the quarry commission. So any questions from the board, any concerns, any?
Yeah, absolutely agree.
So the public hearing is closed at the next meeting. So I'll make a motion to adopt the resolution dated February 16th, 2025, attached here to granting a natural resource removal permit to TH Consolidated Quarry to expire December 31, 2031.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay, motion carries.
What happens in the background?
Thank you again.
Jamie, I hope this was a good use of your evening.
Why not?
Stay tuned to the SUV. Very, I'll be in touch. Come see you. Whatever is your convenience.
Yes, sir. Friday.
Sounds good.
So we will see Jamie and Mr. Casella again.
Yes.
Do you want to take the next item?
Okay. Oh, yes, definitely. So we have, as you guys know, we are doing some renovation at the highway department, where there's decided to do multiple prime bids because there's the excavation guy, there's the construction guy, there's the electric guy, so the person. So we wanted to have the different companies bid. They all did. There's in the agenda, there's the scoring forms of what they came up with. We have recommendations. The decision to be made by the group here today is around an alternate. There was $150,000 alternate to offer a enclosed interior insulation. So the exterior, of course, is a roof. The question is, what do you want to see on the ceiling? So you could have an enclosed ceiling, which is a little prettier, and maybe a little drier. That was the perspective of that we would definitely not get moisture. Or what they have in the existing building, which is just the insulation with the batting and then painted so that it's flexible. So we can save $150 by having the batting that's 20 feet in the air. So that's the decision we're making today.
And Rob recommended.
And Rob does not.
He doesn't recommend it.
So if you guys are okay with it, I would like to, we're just making a decision.
Yeah. So as long as we're understanding, is anyone in favor of moving forward with the extra insulation?
Purely for aesthetic reasons? No.
Yeah.
If there's not a good reason, the supervisor doesn't support it.
The other thing I wanted to point out was that there was a fifth bid, that we only got one person. They were not of the caliber that the people were hoping for, so they were rebidding that fifth trade, which is plumbing and fire suppression. And that will come back in a couple weeks when that one's done.
And everybody had an opportunity to read the letter, the recommendations of which they all lowest bid.
Yeah, and they were all responsible. This was the lowest
Yes.
responsible. So I'd like to each one separate.
And they've all been reviewed by the doctor already.
Well, the contracts will be reviewed by the town attorney, so these are all subject to my follow.
Okay. Oh, I see that now. My bad, sorry.
Okay, so this is a motion to award general construction contract to Upstate Companies in the amount of $2,492,000 for the town highway garage additions and renovations subject to legal.
I'll second.
Okay, all those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay, motion carries.
Motion to award site contract to Lindsay Excavating in the amount of $583,408 for the town highway garage additions and renovations subject to legal.
I'll second.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay,
Motion to award the HVAC contract to Airside Technology Corp in the amount of $548,900 for the town highway garage additions and renovations subject to approval.
I'll second.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
And motion to award the electrical contract to Fisk Electric in the amount of $351,800 for town highway garage additions and renovations subject to approval.
I'll second.
Okay, all those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay, motion carries. Thank you very much.
So that will start very shortly. Apparently metal buildings have a long delay in getting built. So they're gonna order the building like right now, and then they'll install it in September when it finally shows up.
So there's a period where we'll try to do metal buildings.
Okay, so next up, based on the discussion we had last time, just looking to set a work session date.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll make a motion to schedule a work session to discuss the advisory opinions submitted by the Board of Ethics Committee and any other business as needed. And we are preparing sort of a general presentation for the public's benefit, for this board's benefit, along with just commentary on the 4 advisory opinions we've advanced so far. And that will be scheduled for March 12th, 2025 at 5 p.m. here in the town boardroom.
Second. Okay, all those in favor? Aye.
I
Opposed?
just point out that the agenda is May instead of March, so it's just,
Oh,
it is March.
No,
the agenda has.
The agenda is on.
Yeah, no
I guess I was trying to warm up later.
You said the right action.
And then, do you want to?
Okay. Oh, yes. So Mulberry Lane is a small street off of Townsend Road. And they had a street light that turned out to be a private light. And when it fell down, the person who owned the private light did not choose to replace it. So the community had reached out to the town to see if we could do that. Our town manager was able to work a deal with Niagara Mohawk to National Grid to get us an excellent price on a new light bulb for that. So we would like to make a motion to add them to the lighting district so they can have a street light on their intersection again, which they used to have. So any questions about that?
We're making a motion to do that, or?
No,
Set a public hearing.
Set a public hearing. So the residents did sign a petition asking to join. So I'd like to make a motion to set the date for a public hearing in the matter of increasing and improving the facilities of streetlight district number 1 on March 26, 2025 at 6:31 p.m. and to direct the town clerk to publish a notice of said.
Okay, all those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay, motion carries. So next up, this is a budget transfer. It has to do with the timing of payments. Basically, when we were still having Barbara Vet act as the town historian, the payment just simply was made 1 year offset. So this is us pulling from fund balance, which we just put the money that we should have used to make the payment from fund balance back to the budget this year.
I'll make that motion to approve that budget transfer of $4,000 from the A Fund 3.917 fund balance to A Fund 5.7510.400 historian contractual.
Okay, all those in favor? Aye.
Mr. Supervisor, I need to interrupt. So going back to agenda item 7, setting the date for the Board of Ethics work session, I unfortunately have to report that I'll be in DC on that date. Can we reschedule that
Okay.
So yeah,
to a future date to be determined?
Did you just make the motion to hold it?
I did.
March
I would like to
26th.
retract my.
March 26th.
No,
Did the 26th work?
Yes.
So if you would like to.
All right.
do that motion?
Make a new motion. So I'd like to make a motion to schedule a work session to discuss the advisory opinions submitted by the Board of Ethics and any other business related to the Board of Ethics activity as needed for March 26th, 2025 at 5 p.m. here in this boardroom.
I'll second.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay.
Thank you all.
Quarry Commission.
What's that?
Quarry Commission meets on the 26th.
Of March.
At 5 o'clock?
Oh, I thought you said May.
No, we've got it incorrect on the agenda.
All right, we dodged the conflict.
Okay.
As long as our clerk knows what's going on, I think I got it.
June 26th, right?
Yeah.
And then, so as we kind of get to the end of the agenda here, I'd ask our town comptroller, Maria, to come up and just give us a little, or from right there, give us a little summary of the wrap up of the 2024 budget.
The total budget for 2024 for the A, B, DA, and DB funds was $19,141,038. Total expenses for 24 was $18,553,072.27. The total budget balance that was left, that got rolled up to the fund balance, is $587,959.03. In which I'll be working with John to reallocate some of those fund balance money that rolled up for 2025 expenses.
So specifically, DA and DB, the highway accounts, we're probably gonna take the vast majority of what rolled into fund balance and put that to the reserve funds that we have for highway. And then, I know for the A fund and the B fund particularly, we are trying to build those fund balances a little bit, so a lot less of that money will be redirected. But it is good to know that for a couple of things, like our leaky roof, we do have some extra funds that are available, to take care of some of those things. So thank you. And then before we get into grant updates, I know we've been talking a lot about the technology that we're using here, and I did get the quote back for the new microphones, as a 2025 quote. It is more expensive. And so I ended up having a phone call with the folks at Owl. They have a new version that's out that as far as the tech specs, everything's like 4 times as powerful. But the biggest thing for some of our connectivity issues is that it's hardwired. So it'll have an Ethernet cable running right into it. So we don't have to worry about the pairing and the internet and the Wi-Fi and all those things. So it does come with a 30-day guarantee or money back guarantee if we're not satisfied.
Like an infomercial?
Yeah.
Does it come with a CD?
No.
Like a
What do they say
compact
about
disc?
audio as far as picking up microphone wise? Because when you're at home, just, you know,
We need
as just a person watching us, not even participating, very difficult to hear when you're at home with the owl.
Yeah.
The people you hear the best are those that speak at the podium, obviously, because the microphone's there, but have we priced out microphones that go in each council, in front of
Yeah,
each
and in
councilor?
order without getting an entire large installation like you would have it at the school auditorium, I believe the quote was 40,000 rolled at the end of 24. It's gone up, and it's a solution that could work. The reason I'm asking if we want to try out the new version of the Owl is because that's about a 20th of the cost, and like I said, it's a money back guarantee. So if it doesn't meet our needs, we can send it back and make the purchase for the microphones. I just wanted to see if folks wanted to give that a shot, because I did have an extensive conversation with our sales rep over there and tried to understand the improvements that were made. And so we, the idea would be we would get one, and if we're satisfied
So
with the
that
quality.
if we got one, we can see, I hear everybody on that side and nobody on that side.
Yeah, and the microphone works with it, and that's one of the other things I was thinking about too, is getting another one of those microphones to put over here, so that you'd have a little bit better coverage.
Yeah, we gotta try something for sure, because what's observable to me of watching just the other folks meetings, the other committee meetings, is that as soon as more than one person talks at the same time, it's unintelligible.
Yeah.
And happens all the time. I mean, people ask questions, and there's more than one voice happening at the same time, and it just knocks out everything.
So part 2 of this is being able to go be picked up, and then maybe have a speaker in the back of the room or something, because at times we have so many people in here,
But the audience,
they're yelling
So-
for us to yell louder because they can't hear us.
That would be an incredibly expensive solution.
I just, I see kids doing so many things on their own, on their YouTubes and their, all these things. I don't know how there's not something affordable we can do. It's a very small room, that we put a Bluetooth speaker back there, and
I
Well,
think
then,
they consider it big feedback.
you pick it up on the mics.
if it was broadcasting, but this would be a second mic, like to a
I don't
Bluetooth
You know
speaker.
something.
I don't know, I did.
Everybody wear a headset mic.
Yeah, I just think in the last couple of meetings that have had a lot of turnout. I don't like yelling at the audience. I feel like it's a bad look. Yeah, but
Well, for me, I mean, it is really a matter of gaining the content from the other meetings. I mean, I watched the planning board and the zoning board of appeals, and it's very hard to suss out what's being discussed in this room with the system, so absolutely, let's try
So
it.
let's try something new. Go ahead.
My question, why are you only buying one and not two? You have two now, so why would one, are they compatible with each other?
Yes, they are compatible, but honestly, since it is a money back guarantee, even getting two of them is a tenth of the price. We can order two,
How much
get
is it?
Which you don't need.
like two and change.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're really, they're not. they're
Like 250?
No, 2,000.
Oh, I was gonna say, let's get 10 of them.
I mean, I think that two would probably be a better idea, because
Sure.
how are we gonna know if it's really, if one is gonna work, if we're still stuck with the one that's not doing the service.
I think we should get 2 if we're gonna.
We'll try it out, and if
Yeah.
it doesn't work, we'll just
Do
switch
do you know if it's compatible enough we could keep these and have 4?
We can't do 4, they max out at 2, but we still have this equipment that,
Do it for another room.
yeah, for conference room or something like that, so. Okay, so if we're cool with that, then I'll,
Let's do the 2 and
Is
try.
that mic work, John, the?
yeah, that'll work.
Compatible, so we can plug it.
They don't even have a new version.
Oh, okay.
So,
But we did have a problem on Monday with Tuesday, whatever day it was, where the people on Zoom couldn't hear, even talking directly into the mic.
Might be a
Some
Zoom
kind of
update
volume
too.
problem. So there's probably other things we need to look at in terms of how it's set up in the laptop
so
to actually make sound.
with how, we are still doing it pretty,
Basic.
duct tape and wire with Zoom. That being said, as we've been looking at different website platforms and other platforms in general, there are 3 or 4 places that offer essentially would replace Zoom and Boxcast for us and replace it with a system that is built for municipal meetings. There's obviously a cost that comes with that.
I mean, could look, I don't know if WebEx is any better, but that's, the government uses that, so there might be other platforms.
We could, yeah. We could explore other platforms. But that's basically, so, right, we have Boxcast, we have Zoom, and those kind of work together to get us to everywhere we need to. So we could look and see if WebEx or Teams or something could handle something like that. And then as we continue looking at website providers, we're gonna be looking at, we're talking about, you build the agenda in this tool, people can vote on tablets, it keeps track of everything, it builds the minutes as we go. They're very, very nice systems, they're just a little pricey. Even to the point that most of them have it where you can like pay a remote producer to run the meeting for us without having to touch anything. So there's a lot of options there, but given the current way that we're doing the technology side of it, this is an opportunity to see if it gets better, and if it doesn't, we have a quote for those mics. No, it'll be in the next abstract.
I think that's very good.
Yeah, okay.
So we're
And
gonna
then-
buy two, right?
What's that? Yeah.
We're buying 2 houses, are we buying another microphone too? Or
Yeah, I'll throw it in the cart. That makes sense. And then just, we have the 2 big grants that we've been kind of we're referring to, so I wanted to make sure that, Deputy Supervisor Bollinger and I had an opportunity to discuss it. So we have a planning grant for Burdick Street. We are taking a look at the requirements for that grant to see, what it requires as far as a bid process. We need to put a budget together and get that in. So we're gonna be talking about that. Potentially, it's possible to have the new town planner, take a look at being the person who, does the work for us. It would be a nice opportunity to get a little bit more, in-depth knowledge of the town itself. And also he's been doing a really great job with us with the planning board. So, but we're still looking into that, but hopefully we'll have, some updates within the next month. Thanks, everybody.
The other one is the zoning redo one, which, we don't actually have a contract yet, but we have communication. I know a contract is on its way. And so we will be then doing an RFP for that to get a consultant to facilitate that. And that's a community engagement project. It's like an 18 months, similar to the comprehensive plan and the Sustainable Manlius Committee, Community Committee, all that stuff. So it'll be.
So that's more expensive than I realized.
Yeah, it's really getting people to say what they want them to do.
Great.
And we've now got, I don't know, a dozen examples of little places where we probably need to change the zoning, so we're gonna have a lot to discuss
Yeah.
about things where, really, why is it a zone like that?
Now, if we, at the end of that process, if we identify areas that need to be rezoned,
Mhm.
we can, like, 'cause the only time we've ever really rezoned anything was when someone requested it.
Mhm.
So are we able to just rezone things without someone asking for it?
Yeah, it's a local law, so you can
you have to give notice, you're changing their zone, obviously, but yeah, you can pass local laws as a town board, and a zone change is a local law.
So what if they're not in compliance with the new zone?
Then they're prior non-conforming use, they can continue to legally use it until they abandon it at some point.
Like if they sell it, does it count as a prior use?
As long as use is continuous, they're still allowed to use it for that use. Like if it's a restaurant and we change it to residential and they sell it to a new restaurant, as long as the restaurant use is continuing, they can continue to do that. I don't know what our code says. Some codes are, if you abandon the use for 6 months, then you lose the ability to use it for that use. Some are a year. I don't know what Manlius says, but.
And every time we do a zone change, we're updating the zone map, and that's really what we'd be doing, is adopting the new zone.
Okay. Which goes with our GIS project, which was left over from last year, but we are, and Tom Poitras is our code enforcement officer, is working very diligently to finalize the 2024 zoning map. Because every time he thinks it's done, he finds another thing that's not. So we are gonna have a very beautiful map that will be true as of December 31st, 2024, and then we'll do something.
The Maxwell School at SU is interested in collaborating with the town on potential capstone projects with graduate research assistants. And they were interested in the new town hall, but I just don't know if there's enough lead time for them to, maybe they've learned something, but it's supposed to really help us as well. So perhaps a capstone project helping us with the zoning might make sense. Yeah.
So I can do that now.
They would work with us over the summer.
Oh, okay, good. That was a good time.
Yeah.
It's good too, because actually with the GIS program, we had some folks reach out about the GIS project, so.
Yeah, I asked when I met with the folks who would kind of connect us with the graduate students, I said that we don't really have the capacity for interns. And they said this is not an internship, that they are very self-sufficient.
It's the same thing with that drainage project.
It's a different school.
Yeah.
But the same idea, yeah.
Ingrid's capstone project was on our electric, on our EVs and EV charging station. That was her capstone project. So she used the town, and came to us and did a presentation, but we weren't like we didn't have to have her report to us every day, and she wasn't clueless on what she was doing, like way more hands off for us. So yeah, so it's actually meant to be like capacity building. So I can reconnect with them and see if that would be of interest.
Sounds good.
Yep, thank you.
Any other announcements or?
Yes.
I have an announcement. So, the town of Manlius officially is the proud owner of 3 electric vehicles. We have 2, Blazer EVs and 1 Equinox EV. So that will be used by the planning department as well as recreation. So I believe I've seen the pictures, they didn't have license plates in that last time I saw, but they're back there and they can charge on our charger for free. So the town of Manlius is now, doing its part even more after climate change, so very cool.
And purchase with a NYSERDA thing.
Yep, that was purchased with a grant from NYSERDA, and that grant was awarded to us because of all the other climate action steps we have taken. So it's really like a nice reward for all the hard work of the Sustainable Manlius Committee.
And I have an announcement from Councilor Purdy, who is not well today. We hosted, and I want to thank Councilor Italiano for coming as well. We had the Age Friendly Forum yesterday, which was the first of a few, not an overburdening amount of community engagement, but they will definitely do more. And we had several people who followed up afterwards with Ingrid already saying, yes, we want to be part of this. And this is to be part of an age-friendly community where we would have these people would help us brainstorm what could Manlius do better to be more accommodating to people of all ages. Oftentimes, what the AAR piece of it, if it is good for people who are 8 and people who are 80, it's probably good for everybody. So that's sort of the objective that we're trying to fulfill with this. So that we did have a number of presentations that were very good yesterday. It's not up yet, but it will be all available online for people that are interested. And then there'll be an opportunity to sign up for the next forum as we move forward with some action steps to become more age friendly. We are certified. The AARP showed our certificate, but we don't have the certificate yet. Yes. but we will get our certificate. So if that could go like will be framed somewhere.
Yeah. That's great.
So I just wanted to make sure everybody knew that was happening.
Great.
And to thank Ingrid for the work she put in.
Yeah, a lot of work, I will say.
The recreation department was there too, they did a great presentation.
Anything else?
Now we just need pickleball courts on. That did come up.
Yeah,
God,
no doubt.
the retired community loves pickleball.
Not just the retreat.
But they love it.
They do.
My cousin, who's younger than me, is like a competitive pickleballer now. It's like a whole thing. It's great.
Next item is the supervisor's report.
All right, so I'd like to make a motion to approve the supervisor's reports for January 2025 as presented by the town comptroller.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor? Aye, opposed? Okay, motion carries.
Mr. Supervisor, I'd like to table the meeting minutes from February 12th, 2025.
Okay. That's all right. Okay, where's the table?
Okay, Dave, why is it?
We have the abstract.
So I'd like to make a motion to approve abstract number 4 in the amount of $951,366.35. The extra money is because, as you know, our highway department plans ahead. And this is the month that they're buying their vehicles for this year. So we are buying 3 vehicles and that's why it's expensive. We hope they will actually come. One of them is on the lot at Tracy Equipment right now.
Ready to be built.
So we are very hopeful of getting one.
Congratulations.
All right, well, I'll second that. That's right.
All those in favor? Aye, opposed? Okay, motion carries. Anything else? Keep it.
Second.
In favor? Aye, opposed? Have a good night, everybody.